What is going on, guys? Your boy Guns here, and I'm bringing you guys an exciting video today. We spent hours testing today, mainly focused on rallying. We also did a little bit of swarming tests, like 5 mages versus Kuma Kuan, 5 mages versus a new infantry. We tested the new inf pet a little bit, so a little bit of everything today. And let me tell you guys, as you guys saw in the title or the thumbnail somewhere in there, yeah, Kuma Kuan is absolutely fried. There's no way they're going to stand a chance against these new infantry. There's zero chance in my mind after what I saw today that they're even going to come close, okay? And these were just raw tests that we did with no artifact, no pets, okay? We did throw them in a little bit towards the end, but you can see kind of like their value of where they're at, okay? Now, wait till we get the new pet maxed and the new artifact maxed. It's GG. It's GG. It's the end of an era in terms of bastions and garrison and rallying, because in open field it's still going to be interesting to see how it goes there, but for sure garrisoning and rallying, it's absolutely crazy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into that. I'll put a link in the description, guys, of I'll put a link in the description of the live stream that we did. That way if you guys want to go back and like look at the whole testing, all the videos, I know a lot of you guys like kind of like the footage of the testing, and you can definitely see it there. All right, let's see, what do we have here? So let me show you guys this. So we did Kuma Kuan versus LNR Jordan. Okay, absolutely cooked. Look at this. Okay, statistics. The thing about the new G5, guys, they do more skill damage. Okay, Ella removes debuffs, aka damn near making Kuma like she doesn't even care about Kuma, right? And then more normal attack, more counter. They're just better on all aspects. Okay, next, same thing, we ran it again, same one, right? Kuma Kuan, Ella Jordan, boom, fried, almost a 3.0 right there. Ran it again, right? Ella Jordan, 68, 171, cooked. Just getting fried, bro. All right, so we're like, you know what, maybe it's my account that's a little chalked. So we're like, let's get Jason in here, okay? And keep in mind, there's no city skins, no decorations. Jason did have the king title here and an SVIP buff, and LNR for my boy Super Knight was not 6-star. She's a 5-star. And look at the results here, guys. Like, what? Look at this, 340k damage, 356k damage, 200k normal attack, 339 counter attack damage. Like, well, hello? Okay. And then let's continue scrolling. Maybe it's the same one. Yep, 133 to 341. 110 to 257. You can just see it, right? So we're like, okay, let's switch it up a little bit. Then we went Jordan Eleanor rally, still got fried, right? 180 to 331. We did end up making some adjustments to the talent trees, and it ended up looking a little bit better, but you'll see, you guys will see. And then we also tried Freya Agnar up to this point did the best. We're like, okay, maybe Freya Agnar's the answer, but it's only 1.2 million troops, right? If you take that into account for let's just say hours of bastion fighting, yeah, that's gonna multiply really roughly. You can see here, and they're doing more skill damage than cav heroes. Like, what? Normal attack, counter attack, everything dub for them. Okay, and then these were some of the better results that we found. Okay, Jordan Eleanor, you can see they're a little bit closer. Yeah, it's only 600k troops, but if you look at here, these are some of the better ones that we had. We had Jordan, we did the Jordan Eleanor rally versus Eleanor Jordan. We tried so many different combinations of like Kuma Danfel, Kuma Ella, Kuma Jordan. We had a bunch of those in there as well, and none of them did anywhere close compared to like a Jordan Eleanor or Eleanor Jordan, and I'll get into that of which one I think should be primary. Okay, statistics, you can just see that the main thing that we noticed, guys, it's like, okay, how and why is Eleanor Jordan so crazy in the garrison? And the main thing that we found out was the swordsman HP here, almost 20% more HP from Eleanor. And I'll go ahead and just show you guys that right now from Eleanor and her fourth skill. So increases garrison army HP by 20%. And removes 1 debuff every 5 seconds while garrison in a city or stronghold. This specific skill is what makes her just god tier in the garrison, guys. Just absolutely god tier. Okay, so that's kind of an explanation there of why that was doing that way. Let's see. Let's continue going here. This is still Jordan primary, 162 to 100. Here's the commander skill, deputy skill, 66, 153. All right. And then going over here, then we did Jordan. Then we had an Eleanor primary as well. And it wasn't much different. Okay, I have a few other Eleanor ones that we ran. We were like, okay, maybe we should try Eleanor primary, right? Maybe Eleanor primary would be a little bit better. And it was still about the same between Eleanor and Jordan primary. Like, it didn't really change the dynamics based off the testings that we saw. Like I said, we're still gonna do even more testing, guys. All of these stuff are very dynamic, okay? And but I didn't really notice too big of a difference when you switch Eleanor and Jordan. Now, I would recommend doing Jordan primary, right? That way you can keep Jordan primary, and then your Eleanor can just keep her garrison skills. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I would see that. That way you're not flip-flopping in and out there with that. So now we did do a little bit of swarm testing. Now the swarm testing was interesting. Let me go ahead and show you guys. Where is my other message? Bear with me, boys. Where the... Okay, here we go. Super nice. So we did some swarm testing. Okay. We did some swarm testing. Is this the ones that he shared? Oh, yeah. So this is his Jordan Eleanor. Okay, you could look at the Legion buffs. He had a Serpent's Edge and a maxed, not a max, but like a pretty solid Mozrock. And essentially what we were trying to see here is like, okay, which one does better against swarms of a mage unit hitting it? Okay, which one does better with getting swarmed by a mage unit hitting it? So essentially we just ran the infantry straight into the mages to see like which one can do the most AoE. And I'll just kind of go through it here. You can see 57 to 68 there for Jordan Ella versus 5 mages, 58 to 62, 55 to 70. And then we did Gora, and then we did Kuma Kuan, and look at the results. 46 to 88, right? 49 to 78. Okay, 49 to 93. Okay, now, and I think these were rallies. Oh, these were swarms again. 55 to 71. 57 to 67. So you can kind of see, oh, this was just a field report here. You can kind of see, because one of the things that people keep asking, like the number one question that I'm still working on shifting towards, okay, there's steps that we need to take in this testing process before we get to certain answers, because you got to kind of cover all aspects, or at least as many as we can, obviously, because there's so many variables that we can do. So, I mean, you guys saw it based off the rally and garrison. I mean, G5 infantry are just gonna be meta, bro. They're just gonna be meta. You can try doing Kuma, Ella, whatever, but the new infantry are just, their synergy is way too good. Now, when it comes to open field, as you guys saw, the Kuma Kuan did better as of right now. Granted, we still need the new heroes to have their new artifact and their pet maxed, and we'll talk about that pet a little bit here. Let's see, where was it at? I'll show you guys here in a little bit. Going into the pet and how that works, but there's so much information, guys. Give me one second, okay? So Yeah, as of right now, when it comes to just yeeting it to range units, it seems like Kuma Kuan still does better because of that HP steal, right? It does that HP steal that allows to just do more damage all around. Now, when we get the new artifact and the new pet, or like, you know, in a really good spot, that could potentially change the outcome there. So that's still good news for us that invested into Kuma Kwans. You're not completely fried in terms of value. Open field wise, still very valuable. Rally and garrison, you're gonna get fried. Like that's just it's a reality that we all need to accept now. Now, if something changes overnight, I don't know, but I doubt it because a lot of people are kind of saying the same things that I'm saying. Now, the new pet, does it work like the venomous lizard or the Mozrock? Yes and no. Okay, so let me explain to you. Now, let me check in the PvP thing here. Oh, sheesh. Maybe it was longer ago. Ooh, maybe I should have tabbed that. Let's see here. Which one was this? Okay. Okay, so look at this. Okay. So right here, you can see my 5 mages are swarming his Joran Ella, okay? 6.5 for the new pet. 6.8 for the new pet. And I'll show you guys everything right now. 10.1 for the new pet. Okay. 4.4 for the new pet. Next one. 7.4. So what does that mean? That means that the new pet is definitely doing some AoE. That means that the new pet is definitely doing some AoE, and let me explain why that is, okay? So the first one, apparently there's like 4 different damage instances. If you know exactly what the 4 different damage instances are, let me know in the comment section below. Okay, but anyways, the one that specifically does the AoE, I'll read through it again. Deals physical damage to the target legion, damage factor 9 determined by the strength, and gains smokescreen mark for the next 10 seconds. The legion's parry chance increases by 5%, and its max parries per second increases by 1. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Here's the part that does the AoE. After a successful parry, okay, and we'll talk about what parry is. The legion deals extra physical damage to the target legion. And here's the one where like a lot of us were like, well, that means you're only hitting one target, so therefore the pet's only hitting one target. But as you guys saw based off our testings, no, whenever a successful parry means any outside source, to include normal attacks going towards the pet, if those get parried, then that pet does damage to them as well. So it's for that one. It's not just I don't think it's just we would have to do more testing where the mages are in mage range, but we do know what we can say for sure is that it's still doing damage in AoE. Now, whether it reaches those mages out there, that's more testing that we have to do, guys, okay? So that's kind of how it works there. And when we take a look at parry, okay, you're like, okay, what constitutes as a parry? Well, as you guys know, or you may not know, if a word is underlined, you can click it, and then it pops up the definition, okay? So what is a parry? When taking normal attack damage, reduces that damage to 0 without affecting counter attacks. The legion's parries chance and max parries per second both start at 0. Parry chances are calculated once per second for each attack source. Heroes with this mechanic, Jordan. He's the first one to have that mechanic. So if you can't tell by my voice, man, I'm just like very excited about these heroes, bro. What for sure, rally, like I said, for sure, rally garrison, open field. I think they're gonna be great. Whether they dethrone Kuma Kuan in the open field, very likely. It's possible. It's possible. I know some people are saying that tank on tank they're not doing that good. Then again, like a lot of people don't have them in the great spot. More and more is gonna come. Okay, so make sure that if you guys enjoyed this video, you guys drop a like on the video. It definitely helps us out a ton. Yep, it helps you out a ton. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys hit that sub button. Now, before we leave, if you made it this far into the channel, I've never really shared like rally stuff with you guys, but here's one that I ran for Ella. Okay, here's one that I ran for Ella. So the focus here is kind of like a hero skill damage build. This one did pretty good. As you guys saw, this one compared to my Joran one wasn't that big of a difference, but here's one. Okay, with them not being rally heroes, you kind of get a little bit more creative here. Except you wouldn't do Iron's Will. You would do this one right here, Ready for Battle. We looked through the reports and Iron Will wasn't working. So you would go with Ready for Battle here. So make sure you guys make that adjustment. This is the one that I have for Ella. This is just the base one. Okay, we haven't even got into the weeds of doing even more testing with the talent trees, like move this, move that, move this, move that. But I do think this is probably one of the best ones that you could do. Yeah, so I'll show you guys the one that I did for Joran. Here's the one that we use for Joran here. So halfway into the PvP, so I was thinking about going full PvP, but you can see some of these say damage in the field, meaning like if you're in a rally, it's probably not going to work, right? So that's why we went with this specific build here for Joran, and it did really good. So like I said, I would recommend rallying with Joran and garrisoning with the new heroes, or sorry, with Ella. Okay, so if you made it this far, enjoy that, tweak it, let me know if you do some testing and see that a different build is better. I'm open to everything, guys. I don't claim to know everything. I don't claim to have the best absolute setups, but what I can tell you is that I put in the work and I put in the time to try to understand this the best that I can, and between my own testing and my own knowledge and the people that are in my live streams and all feeding off each other, we try to bring you guys the best content possible. Okay, so yeah, guys, I'm excited. Let me know what you guys are excited for. Let me know any combinations that you guys think might break it, because as of right now they look unbreakable in an even zone. You take 2 max deco players, 2 max heroes, all max artifacts. The garrison, her Ella's garrison is just OP. Her garrison is just way too OP. I don't think, as of right now, I can't think of anything to break it. Tomorrow morning, oh no, I got pass opening tomorrow morning. Some of the testing that we have to do is mages and archers versus the tank, the new G5. Now, here's the major issue before I close out the video. Even if the mages or archers are doing good, they're just gonna get swarmed. GG. They're just gonna get swarmed. GG easy, right? Now, calves, you can slap a Mozdrock on it or a Venomous if it's getting swarmed, and they do a lot of damage to the enemies. Okay, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys surprised? Are you not surprised? Just let it all out in the comment section. Let me know, guys. Let me know. That's gonna be it for this one, guys. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. By the time you guys see this, some of you guys might see it right away. Other guys might see it, and I'm probably gonna be live fighting at the pass opening. So yeah. See you guys then, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. It's your boy Guns, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.